That is such an indictment on modern shooters that this has something that they lack. Hello everyone, and welcome to the latest putrid pile of garbage for the month of the Fool. Today is Medal of Honor Underground for the Game Boy Advance. Probably one of the worst first-person shooters ever spawned. As you will soon see why. There were many first-person shooters on the Game Boy Advance, such as Doom and Duke Nukem Advance. And Ek vs. Sever, I believe that's the name. But this is definitely the worst. Or at least the worst I've seen. Bonjour, Manin, I'm sorry to call you over on such short notice, but we have an important new mission. Remember that Dinesh boy who lives below me? You know, Nails, the one who keeps asking me about the Resistance? He's always saying that he wants to join because his home country is occupied just like France. I didn't think he was serious, but tonight he's brought me a tip that we should definitely take advantage of. Remember how the Nazis took over the Paris Academy of Music and started using it as a makeshift armory? Well, it's said that they are transferring a whole truckload of ordnance later on tonight from there to the Coooobra field office in Busan. Sorry, I'm butchering this. He stole a copy of the manifest and showed it to me. The truck will be carrying crates of ammunition, explosives, small arms, and even a few heavy machine guns. Not the sort of supplies we need to restock our weapons cache. I will need you to be my lookout tonight. This text is kind of hard to read. While I hijack the truck, it should be fairly simple since the Germans won't be expecting us. When this is all over, we may expect a new member of our little resistance team. As always, if you get separated, head for the catacombs and meet up with the people there. Tell them you're my sister and they will help you. It's getting late, so we'd better move out. Thank you for deciding to, the ever-increasing Patsy presence, I don't know why I said the other word, had made it more difficult for the Resistance to get its hands on much-needed supplies. Acquiring this truck full of ammunition and explosives will, no doubt, strengthen our cause. Okay, you know what, I think that's enough reading. Don't you? Even I have my limits. Whoa, holy crap. I know I'm emulating this, but you would think that emulation would make it easier to play. What the hell? Yeah, you know it's bad when they just auto-lock onto the enemies. Man, the resolution is terrible, the freaking frame rate is terrible. I'm pretty sure it would be like this in actual hardware. Because it's not like my computer is weak or anything. Or at least too weak for this. Are you kidding me? Let's see. Speed, throttle, 100%, frame skip, automatic. Okay, that seems to be a little better. You know, the only way you can tell if they're enemies is the fact that it's locking, the crosshair is locking onto them. Otherwise, you wouldn't be able to tell what they are. Even the game knows that it is pretty much impossible to figure it out. It's ridiculous. Now that just looks really bad. They couldn't even have correct perspective correction for the textures. They warp around all over the place. I mean, look at that. Then again, that might just be because of the low resolution, but it looks like it's dancing. And that's up close. That just looks weird. I mean, seriously, the other first-person shooters that I mentioned on the system look much better than this. Even if they did have a low resolution.
It's good.
It's good? You know what? No shame in doing that for this, right? Man, this is making it hard to tell. I mean, yeah, I guess you can barely tell where the enemies are. What the hell? I'm not even shooting. What the? Why did I need to reload? I already reloaded. This makes no sense. What the hell? Now they've got detailing on the walls that make it look like enemies? Oh, pistol ammo. That's supposed to be freaking pistol ammo. Oh, you found your brother. Cool. I'm happy for that. Follow your brother. Yeah, I'll definitely do that. In a second. Sure, why not? You'll keep me safe, right? From the pixels. The dreaded pixels. I mean, if you want a real embarrassment, try comparing it to Nightfire on the Game Boy Advance. That was actually a pretty impressive one. It even had polygons. Well, you know, polygonal environments. It had ramps and things of that persuasion in the air. You can tell it was constructed with polygons, is what I'm saying. That was actually pretty impressive for the Game Boy Advance. This is like bottom of the barrel right here. You can't even keep yourself marginally together. Then again, the Wolfenstein 3D port might actually be worse because it doesn't have floor and ceiling textures, of course, because it's Wolfenstein 3D, and it still manages to not only not have music, but then it lags too. It's because that makes a lot of sense, doesn't it? But yeah, at least this is attempting to do something new, even if it's horrifically failing at it. So yeah, that might be protect your brother. Oh, I have to protect him. Okay, I'll see what I can do. No promises, though. You're gonna have to stay behind me. Bro? Bro, you're gonna have to stay behind me if you want to live. Come with me if you want to live.
It's good.
Can't tell when it's gonna lock onto them or not. Okay, now what? We just stuck here? Ah, crap. Wow, that has gotta be the worst looking soldier I've seen in a game. I mean, come on. I know I just blasted the port of Wolfenstein 3D, but it has more convincing looking soldiers than this. Far more convincing. This just looks... I'm not even sure how to describe it. I mean, it's probably more like Atari 2600 than Game Boy Advance. Seriously. Look how chunky those pixels are. You can't even see a face on there. And you could forget about comparing it to Doom for the Game Boy Advance. That would just be harsh.
It's good. It's good.
Making the open key the same button as your fire key. That's not going to be problematic at all, is it? Here you go. I'm firing as fast as I can, which is to say not very. Seriously. Oh, okay. Primus. Well, that's great. If you're reading this, your attempt to steal munitions did not go as planned. Jackie was always rather impetuous and inclined to trust, and now it seems the Restapo are onto us. You know what? Restapo actually sounds funny. Restapo! Man, the Z depth is getting all screwed up. And I don't even know if it's the game's fault per se, or if it's my emulator's fault. That's the funny thing. I can't even say, well, this is definitively the game's fault, so I have to give it the benefit of the doubt. Even though it really doesn't deserve it. Let's be real. The resolution is small, so I can't necessarily tell, but it sort of looks like there isn't even a proper floor and ceiling. It looks more like there might be a skybox there. Like the textures are just following me. No, that's not true. I can sort of tell that that's not the case. Oh. You have to hold down L and R to crouch. That's great. That's just great. You know what? I'm going to put a card to Duke Nukem Advance on this video if I can remember it. You can see what a good-looking first-person shooter on the Game Boy Advance looks like. And let me tell you, brother or sister, It is a million times better than this. I can tell you that right now. See for yourself. I was actually pretty impressed by Duke Nukem Advance. Thanks, I guess. This is just messed up.
It's good.
Seriously, what kind of guards are these? I mean, the most charitable way I can say it is they look like... I don't remember the name, the enemy group from G.I. Joe. I think it's Coooobra. They look like they're wearing bulb helmets. I hope that's the case. Because otherwise this just looks really bad. Because it looks like they're wearing yellow on their face. Oh, great. I died. Ah, shoot. I haven't saved in a while. Well, I'm an idiot, aren't I? Damn it. Hang tight real quick. So, apparently I've always had this. Why have I not been using this? As if it isn't obvious. Alright, let's place the explosives and then blow it up and then do something. Well, that's a great way to indicate that it's blowing up. Sealed catacomb entrance. Oh. We're supposed to seal the entrance, not blow it up so I can get past there. Wow. You know what that sound reminds me of? Nightmare 3D, the turret sound. I swear, that used the same exact sound. It might be a coincidence, they're probably just both based on the same gun, but it's kind of hilarious that it reminds me of that. The game that, while it was outdated compared to Doom when it came out, at least it had charm. This doesn't so much have charm. It's certainly hacked into pieces. I guess you could just call that a type of charm. I wouldn't. Forged papers collected. Well, that's great. I didn't even realize that was a mission. Shows how well they communicated that to me. I'm looking for the words here. My apologies. Just place the explosives. It's not like we're gonna have a timer sound or, you know, just have it turn red or something. We're just gonna make it... just gonna have that simplistic inflating and deflating. Because, you know, that looks so much better. That's so much more aesthetically pleasing. I can't even tell if they're trying to go for a cartoony with this game or not. Because, I mean, between that and the fact that they look like members of Coooobra with the bulb masks, I assume they are, it's hard to tell. You gotta leave everything to your imagination in this game. It's like a friggin' cartoon. I hope this wasn't rated anything beyond T for teen, because it's not even bloody. There's not even blood. I mean, yeah, Doom had to censor its blood, but it had green blood. It was just as gory as before. This, they just fall over. It kind of looks weird. Picked up machine gun ammo. Which is another thing it shares in common with Nightmare 3D, but Nightmare 3D was going for it intentionally. It was trying to be cartoony. This is trying to sell you on some kind of war game, but it's still completely cartoony. And just looking terrible in general. Well, I mean, if they were hoping that the cartoony graphics would distract you from the fact that it looks bad, they got another thing coming. Because you can still tell it looks like a bad game. It's a very terrible looking game. If they were going for a cartoony aesthetic, it didn't help. Not in the slightest. And the funny thing is, there's another Medal of Honor game called Medal of Honor Infiltrator, and it's just a 2D top-down, so I guess they just gave up on the concept. There's nothing they needed to give up on it as a concept.
It's good.
They just need to actually make it good. You know, I guess taking the time to make something good is too much pressure, right? Too much trouble. Damn you. You think I'm gonna go all the way back? You're out of your damn mind. I'm not giving you any longer than you need. And you don't need that much. I should just be using this, because the pistol is useless at this point, apparently. They've decided. The pistol is now 100% worthless. I know the pistol in Doom becomes less useful over time, but I mean, come on. In Wolfenstein 3D and Doom, and Nightmare 3D, now that I'm thinking about it, they at least give you the common courtesy of having your most basic pistol-like weapon use the same ammo as the rapid-fire one, so it's more useful, you jackass. You know, just the ammo type is useful, I mean. You're not just holding on to ammo that you can't ever use again. Or at least that you shouldn't ever use again, because it's pathetically weak. Go straight to hell. Pick that machine gun ammo. This just definitively proves it, doesn't it? This is just getting messed up. Complete objectives before exiting. What's your freaking objective? Oh, you ass. Okay, where are the enemies that were shooting at me, clearly? I felt someone shooting at me. Oh, right. Crosshair locks onto them. Alright, where's the freaking objective? Seal 3 entrances, okay. Fun. What? No, I didn't say I wanted to exit, although I'll admit part of me does. It's time to get fast forward on this motherfricker. I can speed up. At least I got a med kit. Oh. I guess this is the last one, huh? Let's see that beautiful explosion again. You know, that was such a beautiful explosion that turned into a guard for a second there, because I guess they really screwed up the frames. And no, I seriously doubt that's an emulation problem, because that's the first time I've ever seen that kind of issue. Then again, it's the first time I've ever seen clipping issues, where enemies are drawn above the walls they're supposed to be behind. I've never seen that in Duke Nukem Advance or Doom for the Game Boy Advance, even on the emulator. You know what? Screw giving this game the benefit of the doubt. I'm pretty sure it's the game's fault. Escargot, that's great. That's fresh. On to victory. My name is Fabris. Trouble continues to hound you. The village is a major center for the printing and distribution of our group's underground newspaper. Several key members out of town before they are located or outright denounced by those they call friends. We've hidden weapons, used them to disrupt the let's protect the businesses that are helping to print and distribute the paper, finally find and hide the printing press. Many lives are depending on you. That's great. This is them actually attempting to be serious. At least I think so. That'd be great if it turns out this game was one giant joke and someone was just really taking the piss. But I get the feeling that's not the case. Somehow I get the feeling that's not the case. Picked up pistol ammo. Bonjour! They even try to go for the same kind of alert sound as the Wolfenstein 3D. Bonjour! Except not even as effective as that. And I can't even tell what this texture. I mean, obviously that's supposed to be stone. In the worst possible way, but, you know. I'll give them this. It could have been worse, I guess. I know that's not really saying much, but, you know. I have to be somewhat charitable. Otherwise, I'll never make it through this. video alive. Then again, I've only really got 10 more minutes, so it shouldn't be that bad. Shouldn't being the key word. Unless the game really wants to decide to go a-hole on me. Destroy truck. Okay. I'm guessing I need this, right? Although it probably doesn't matter. Or no. I'm supposed to plant a bomb, aren't I? What you want to bet? Really? Oh, okay. I guess I was right the first time, huh? Let's just keep throwing bombs at it. Molotovs, anyway.
That's good.
There we go. Okay, that was weird. You're using what looks like polygons. You shouldn't have to do something cheap like this, or... Are you legitimately using a Doom-type engine? Because I walked on top of part of it there. Which leads me to suspect that they're not even using polygons, they're just using... They're basically using the same kind of method as Doom, but far worse. If that even makes any sense, if it is possible to be worse. Thanks, Pumpkin. It's a miracle, I actually have a surplus of health. That's not gonna last long. And yet it obviously didn't last long. Oh, okay. It drew them above the walls again. For no reason.
That's good.
It's good. It's good. How delightful. How achingly delightful. I suppose part of me wants to just give them props for even attempting to make a 3D Game Boy Advance game, but maybe sometimes you shouldn't have even bothered. If you couldn't do better. I'm just saying. Although the Need for Speed games on the Game Boy Advance, which was also published by EA, those were actually much better because they used full polygons and actually pretty decently detailed for all things considered. I mean, they probably control like ass still, but you gotta admire the hustle. Where at least they try to make a fully 3D environment, destroy evidence. This evidence right here, this crate? Is this the one you're talking about? 'Cause, you know, I can't tell unless you explicitly tell me which one it is. You could have said, destroy the crate full of evidence. I don't think that would have made it too obvious. Okay, it's pointing at the freaking crate, so that's great. Kaboom! Kaboom! Evidence 2 destroyed. That's great. That's great right there. I'm glad that I'm doing this. A learning experience for all of us, to be sure. And besides, games that are coming up are going to be even worse than this, so I better just be happy when I can. Oh, okay. That was interesting. This is why it's awkward to have the fire button and the use key be the same button. Just saying. There you go, Pumpkin. Maybe you should have made it the reload button or the weapon switch button or something. At least that would have made it less awkward. I'm just saying. I'm actually trying to give them advice here. On a game that's many years old. Yeah, a little too late for that, huh? Guess we may as well destroy the quote-unquote truck. It looks enough like a truck. Kaboom! Wait, hold on. Destroy 2 trucks, destroy 3 evidence, hide press. Find 3 machine guns. Right, okay. Fair enough. Probably not gonna get past this mission anyway, but, you know, screw it. Oh, that's great. The game doesn't know what to do with enemies that are below me. Which means I should probably just use this. There you go, pumpkin spice. There you go.
Feels good, feels good.
Really?
Feels good.
This is just messed up, man. This is seriously messed up right here. Can't even get a lock on him. If you're gonna have the lock-in system be completely confused by stairs, maybe you should put enemies on the stairs. At least let your level design be informed by the gameplay limitations. Don't make it insanely obvious that there are gameplay limitations. At least try to hide it. Smart level design can make all the difference. I'm just saying. Kaboom!
Feels good.
Speaking of that, I could be playing Team Fortress 2 right now, but nope. I decided I'd rather be playing this instead. That just shows what kind of masochist I am. Extremely. Ah, crap. Not cool, man. Also, what the hell? Huh? Huh? Oh, okay. Weird. Was that one of the objectives? Oh, hide the press. Okay. Destroy all the evidence. I still haven't done that yet. Will it let me leave? Yeah, I complete objectives before leaving. That's what I thought. I didn't complete it yet. Which means I get to go all the way back and backtrack. And look for just random crates sitting around. Because apparently all of them do something. I can tell what's decorative and what's actually important in this game, you know? I may as well grab that med kit while I'm in the neighborhood, right? Well, I'm in Mr. Rogers' neighborhood. And, I do apologize for that comparison. Immensely. I'm sorry, Mr. Rogers, for insulting you so horrifically by comparing you to this. There you go. Okay, find 3 machine guns. Still have not done that yet, apparently. Still have another one to go. So basically just look around for random crates. That's just great. I'm not even going to fast forward because screw that. We're all going to suffer together. How's that sound, pumpkin? Or you can skip forward in the video. I mean, whatever works for you. I'm not going to force you to watch this. But if you wanted to, I mean, I'd appreciate the company, quote unquote. Even though it's not really company because I'm not live streaming this. Huh. They actually have a side area. It's not completely linear. Even though I'm guessing you need to go over here to complete one of the objectives. Well, I'd guess wrong, surprisingly. They actually have an off area that is completely optional and not needed at all. Just for the sake of detailing. Holy crap, what an amazing concept. That even modern shooters struggle with. Now that's sad. This game has something that many modern shooters don't even freaking have. That is such an indictment on modern shooters that this has something that they lack. Even if it was just one area. Although, never mind. I think modern shooters do occasionally have these. Just little nukes over in the corner. Well, on the plus side, it doesn't give you the illusion of free roaming and then say, return to combat area or we're gonna kill ya. No, this just completely closes it off. If you're gonna close off an area, at least make it obvious. Don't just say, return to combat area right now or you will die. make some kind of physical barrier there. So the player literally can. There's nothing that hurts more than the illusion of freedom. Only to have it stripped away from you. You know what I mean? It's messed up. You know what else is unfortunate? The illusion that a video is going to keep lasting and then it suddenly has to end because the person recording it has run out of time. Speak of the devil. That is it for now. Thank you so much for tuning in with me. Make sure to spread this video around like horrid first-person shooting. Seriously, what the hell is this? And I will see you next time. Now go out there and capitalize on life. Peace out, have a good one, and have a nice and pleasant day. I guess I'll never find that crate. Whatever. See you later.
If you enjoyed the content and want to stay up to date, I upload 10 a.m. and 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time every single day. You can also subscribe and hit the bell icon, or just check out the end screens right here.